Guys, it's Venus. And today, as promised, I know it's been a little bit. Last week was trying week, and with the flooding, and it just was a lot last week. I don't even want to get back into that. But I made my promise that I would do this blunt cut, and I'm doing it today. Today is Sunday. I'll probably drop it today, either today or tomorrow. I wanted to make sure I might even do it Tuesday. That way I'm giving you guys content every day. I dropped a video today. I did the dirty dozen challenge this morning. And then I got my mukbang Monday combined in that. So I'll probably release that tomorrow is probably what I'll do. So because tomorrow's Monday. So I'll release that tomorrow. And then I might drop this blunt cut on Tuesday. And then I'll be headed into my regular schedule for Wednesday is the throwback, and then Friday being the top stylist. So I'm keeping up with my schedule pretty good, guys. I hope you guys appreciate that. And starting out today, let me say, if you're new to my channel, welcome, 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 welcome. I invite you to stay and watch all my videos. Just go ahead and get on there and just start from the top and go down, because I got some really good stuff there for you to watch and enjoy. And please subscribe if this is your first time on the channel. And if it's not your first time and you're still watching my videos, please click subscribe and join the family. I would love to have you on board with everybody else. And thanks everybody who are subscribers, who continue to get on and watch every day and click that notification button so you can get my bangers every time I drop them. Okay? All right. So now moving on to the next part of this is my model here. See there, she's not too cute. But it's okay. We're gonna make her cute. Okay. Well, I have this hair here that I bought this hair offline. Y'all guys probably seen my video. I did a review on this hair. They had this hair where you can buy like 5 wigs for so many dollars and all this stuff. And they were the worst wigs I've ever used. And I would not put these on anybody, because I'm gonna demonstrate to you what happens. These curls are so pretty, but when I pull the brush through this hair, just to brush through this hair, let me show y'all. I'm just gonna brush a couple times through this hair, and this happens every single time you brush this hair. So I don't know how this mannequin still has hair. So you ready? This is what's happening every time you run your hands through this hair, you brush this hair. This is what we getting. Like, it's coming out by the handfuls. Look at this. It's coming out by the handfuls. It is not well constructed hair. This hair does not stay on. It's not. I don't know how this mannequin still got hair, because even if I run my fingers through here real slow and gentle, look, you can't see this, but this is a gob of hair, and this much comes out every time you run your finger through it. I don't know how this mannequin still got hair on here. I really don't. It was poorly made. So anyway, I'm using this wig for my blunt cuts. And I'm going to get to it. She's all blood brushed out, and I pinned her down. I wish this is a beautiful, beautiful, the curls are beautiful. The hair is long. It's so pretty. And for it to not be a well-constructed wig, I'm so sad, because it would have been a beautiful wig to put on somebody to wear, because I'm telling you, these curls on this thing is gorgeous. Let me see if I can get it up here so you guys can see. The curls on this thing is gorgeous. But every time you run your fingers through here, you get a whole bundle of hair in your head. Look at that. You get a whole bundle of hair. So it's not worth putting it on anybody. It sheds ridiculously. I don't even know a human being to shed like that. But anyway, before I get started here, I got my tray. Let me see if I can get my tray over here. You guys probably won't be able to see it, but it's all set up and looking really pretty. See if I can tilt the camera. I can tilt the camera so you guys can see my tray here. I'm all set up. I got my scissors. I got different shears and stuff we're going to go over to use in this service. And what we're going to start with is the most important tool, which is my cutting shears. And in hair school, the first thing they made us learn to do before we used a pair of cutting shears was we had to learn every part of this thing. Every part of the scissor has a name. So you got a finger rest, that's where your pinky go. You got a stopper, that's in the middle. Then you got your finger holes, the finger rings where your fingers go. Your ring finger and your thumb goes in there. I've seen some people try to cut like this. This is not how this is not the proper way to hold your scissors. You're supposed to put your ring finger in there and your pinky finger in there. That's how you hold your scissors. And then you got your screw and the pivot screw in here, and then you got your edge, the cutting edge, and then the point. So I remember that from school, and I've been out of school over 20 something years, so that's amazing. And then I have the thinning shears here, which is about the same. The only difference is you have the teeth here. So when you cut and pull out, you have that. And then I also pulled out a razor, and the razor also has the finger rest and thing here. You use it like that, top finger and thumb, and your back finger rest there, and you shake, 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 shake. So that's that. I'll be using that. And then I had three different styles of a razor. So this is really small teeth, and this one's a little medium, and this one's larger. But you see, this got a comb on it and everything, so you can comb, turn it over, because I like this one a lot, because I don't have to like bounce back and forth picking up tools all the time. So I like that. So that's what all those are. Those are my razors, and I do tend to sometimes use them all. And then I have my comb and brush here. And what I like to do is usually if I'm gonna cut somebody's human head, I will wet this hair down with my spray bottle, mist it down, and get it damp before I cut. I like to cut wet. The only time I will cut dry is super curly hair. If they have super curly hair, I cut them dry, because that S shape and that C shape on that hair when you cut it, you want to see it, because you want to make sure you're not cutting through the middle of the C in a curl, because it'll make the curl stick out. You'll have all this hair laying down, and they have that one curl like bing, like why won't that curl lay down? Because you cut in through the middle of that curl and not the right way. So now you got it sticking up. So that's important. That's another reason why I say you want to go to school, so you can learn how to cut, because those are all very important tools when it comes to learning to cut and do cuts and stuff and styles and stuff, right? And then another thing that I like to do is let me grab two of these right quick, is section out the hair before you cut. A lot of people I see doing these blunt cuts, they just pull all this hair straight down and they go in with the scissors and cut it straight across, or they go in with the clippers and get it straight across. Now, however, the clippers probably do get you a little bit more precise, versus, because that just is a clean cut. With the scissors, sometimes you have to, cut, 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 cut. And when you have to cut like that, you make layers, 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 and it never meets up right. It takes a lot of work. You end up pushing that head down, trying to go back in and lining it up, trying to get those line, get everything in order. It's just a mess. So the best way to do that is in sections. In school, you're taught to part the hair out into like 4 sections, 6 sections, and before you cut, meaning you want to cut according to those sections, and then you want to cut according to your degree in angles. So a lot of times you have 0 degree, you have 45, you have 90 straight out, or 90 straight up. And so a lot of times, a lot of people cut according to those angles, because that's the way we were taught in school. And sometimes that's the better way to cut hair, depending on the head shape, the head size, and the style and the technique that you're looking for to aim for to please. And so I'm still pulling hair out of this man's head. I'm telling you, it's blowing my mind how much hair comes out of here. But it's a lot of information. So anyway, I'm going to make this a quick lesson and make it a little bit more easier for you to learn and understand what I'm talking about. So you can get the gist before you go cutting off in somebody's head. And so anyway, for the sake of this video, this is a mannequin, and I will cut this mannequin like how I would cut a human hair person. I'm not going to cut this like as if it's weave, because when it's weave, you have room to do little, whatever strategies you want to try out. But when you're on someone's head, actual hair, you have a little bit more care and a little bit more focus. So I want to do that today. I'm going to show you. If I was doing a human hair person, what I would do is I would put my hair into, I would do it here. I would just do it right quick. I'll explain it when I get finished here. It's just easier for me to do that right away instead of trying to explain as I go. Okay. So you see how I got that U shape going right there? So this is going to be one section. to do this quick. This is going to be one section. And then I come over here. Around. Sorry, guys. I was trying to make it so I can get close to this camera. Because, I got a ring light on, but it's a small ring light. Maybe I will have to go ahead and just invest in a bigger one. But you guys know I'm not getting paid off from YouTube yet, so I have to make things work best I can with the money I have. So I bought the little round ring light that you put on your phone for like 20 bucks. It works pretty good. It's on now. You see how clear I look and how bright I look. So it's working. I just have to be up close to the camera in order to get, so it's really clear and clean. So that's what I like to do. I like to cut it into two sections so I have the left and the right section. And so then once I get my two sections sectioned out, I'm sorry. Okay, there we go. Once I get my two sections sectioned out, what I do is I come in here and I get my hair all straight. And this is the time when I would go in with a spray bottle and wet it down. I'll just get it a little misted. And then after I get it misted, I comb this hair down. I know some people would go in, like if they know they're doing a shortcut, they'll just cut all this extra long hair off. It don't matter to me. I'd rather cut once and not 10 times. So the long hair, short hair don't matter to me. It all got to fall. So I just leave it like that. And then I get it all combed out. I really wish this mannequin hair didn't shed like that. I would love to put this on somebody. This hair, this curl is gorgeous. Anyway, enough of that. So then I come in here with my shears and my comb. So some people like to razor this part. Some people like to use the scissors on this part. I like to use my shears on this part, and then when I'm done, if I want to go in and create a little bit of a layer, like let's say if somebody had super thick hair, then you want to do that. You want to go back in with your shears, with your razor, and just knit, and thin some of that down so that that bob will lay. If it's when it's real thick, if you cut it blunt, you're gonna get a fat. You'll cut it and it'll just sit there and be fat on top. You don't want that. You want to go back in and put just a little layer in the bottom of that so that bob will lay down and it'll look very pretty and it'll stay up against the neck. And then within here, I do the same thing within here, except within here, I go all the way zero because they don't have much hair, to have. It's not that going to give you that thickness. So if you pull out this far and you try to cut on a 45 on a blunt cut, you're going to get like this funny layered looking type texture. It's almost like what you want it to look like for thin hair, but it's the opposite because it's too layered. So you want to go in and you want to be all the way zero, all the way zero. And so the thing about cutting hair, a bob, you want to make sure the client is up straight and the head is straight. You don't want the head to be like this when you cut their hair because when they sit up, your bob is going to be out. Or you don't want them leaning too forward like this because you're cutting it thinking it's short, and then when they sit up, it's much longer than what you expected it to be. So you want to make sure that the client is up straight, shoulders back, and full attention. I mean, if that's the time you can't talk and communicate, then don't, because you need this service to be right. So you want them to sit up, head straight, and not in their phones and all. You tell them you have to put your phone down for a minute. I need you to be very straight so your bob looks beautiful. So I need you to sit up straight and be attentive so I can cut your hair. So you have them straight up like that. And then when they upright and you're ready to go, then you come in here and you get ready. You get that first cut ready. And sometimes, like this is starting from like up high because these tracks in this mannequin head are so thin. That's a whole 3 finger space of width. So where this would normally be down, the amount of hair down here, I have to come up a little high because the mannequin hair, the tracks are so thin. But anyway, so that makes sense. So you guys don't think you're supposed to start cutting up that high. You're not. She just don't have any hair. If I separated this, it'd be like 2 little tracks. See there? It's like the hair is not even worth cutting or whatever. So I come in here, and the next thing you want to watch for is finger placing. So when you get ready to cut, you don't want to cut above the fingers, because if you're cutting above the fingers, see how the scissors are on a slant? The haircut's going to be on a slant. We want 0 degrees. So we want the scissors straight across, with no angle. And then you want to make sure that, like I said, your fingers, if you're going to cut above, then you need to get them fingers down straight across and then cut straight across the fingers. Or if you're going to cut below the fingers, you want to make sure you're at your zero and you use the back of that finger as your guide. You see how that the scissors is going to ride across here? Boom, 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 right across your fingers as your guide. So that's how I like to cut. I like to cut underneath, and I keep it straight because this finger is straight with my shear. So I can ride that right across there and get that hair straight. So that's what I like to do when I do that. So I come in here, 0 degrees. I get that hair pulled down right where I want it. 0 degrees. Remember, she's tracked, so I have to hold real lightly or else it's going to pop up. So I come in here, 0, cut. And then you have to move your fingers out the way because you know you're going to get to a spot where you don't have any more room. So you want to make sure that you're moving your fingers out the way. All right. So let's show you here. And you see how that hair popped up? Like if you hold your fingers up too high, it will. See how that flip? You want to hold your fingers down and cut down like that. But my whole point is to show you how straight that is. See there? That's my whole point. 0 degrees straight down. 0 degrees straight down. And I got them fingers under. Get them fingers under. I like. All right. And I'm going to come over here. And then everything after this is just what your taste is. You know, if you feel like you want to put the layers in now, put them in later. Whatever you want to do, you can do that at that time. So, and then here you want to make sure if you're going at an angle, you want to start your angle now so that you can use this as your guide later. So see that's that bottom. I'm angling just a little. And then most of the rest of the angle is going to come from my front part of the bang. All right. Remember, she was curly, so she's going to have some flop. So I'm going to have to come in. When I wet her with the spray bottle, you guys will see. But for the most part, right now, I'm going to demonstrate right quick how straight, how my line is. My line is very straight and angled. Straight and angled. See there? Straight and angled. And I come around here. I wish I had a straight haired wig to do this on. I didn't have a straight haired wig. And I hate to waste money on weaves to throw away, you know. I like to do this on somebody's head who's going to get to wear it. So that's the only reason why I didn't purchase weave to do it, because I felt like I would love to do this. Now, on my right hand side, let me tell you something. Once you get through school, you can kind of change your technique and cut hair the way you want to cut hair. But so this is what I do on my right hand side because I can see a little better on the right hand side versus the left hand side. So I come up here where my guide is, and then I get my angle right at where I want it, and then I go right in. I'll show you how I do my side on this side. I do it a little bit more freehand because I can see on this side a whole lot better than my left side. So then I come over here and I just hold that here where I want it, and I go up to the guide. Okay, I just follow up to the guide. I'll do the same thing on the side. So see, I come here, I see where my guide is, and I just go to the guide. And I check it. It's great. I just have a little piece of hair right here I need to get. And it's perfect. All straight and even. So here's my first cut. Like I said, she's curly. She was a curly wig. And remember, I was telling you guys about cutting hair in that S when you don't cut into that S. So I could have cut the S where the S was down like that. But I cut the S where it's up because I wanted to show you a higher short bob so you can see some of the nape and all that stuff. So I went a little higher. But this is fixes everything's fixable. Everything's doable. So all you have to do is go in with your spray bottle, spray it, and then you want to tame that hair down with a blow dryer. You take your blow dryer and pull that hair down, and it'll start to stay like that once you do it. You have to blow dry it down and pull it where you want it, and it'll go where you put it. As you can see, this hair is laying right down, and I'll just use my fingers. Yeah, and so then I'm gonna lower her just a little bit because I got her up high so you guys can see. She way up there too high. Okay, let's bring her down a little bit so I can move to the next cut. All right, so here I come to this section. And then I cut this into fours once I get my bottom cut because this is going to be cut different in the front. So this is going to be cut last. And then this is that hair that falls here in that angle, like it's in that in between, so it can be angled like this or it can be straight across like this. It's that hair that's in between. It's in that nape area of the neck. That sometimes if you're not paying attention where you're cutting, you can cut a hole right there. So it'll be like straight, and then the ear, because that's where the ear is, it'll make like a round hook, and then you'll have a hole. We call it a hole where it didn't quite get cut even because you tried to avoid that ear and it made a hole. So that's why you have to make sure when you cut in this area, I break this area separate from the front and from the back. So, and then once I cut that and break that area separate, then I get it ready for cutting. Okay, and then I will come in with my spray bottle, and then I will go in to cut. As you can see this curly hair, see how that seed pattern fall right there? It's right in the seed. So this seed fall right on top of this. So this hair will help that bottom hair curve under. So that was a blessing how that feels. So then I go in here and find my guide. And remember, I'm watching for that ear hole. So I see that ear hole and I see my guide right here. So I want to stay with my guide on this one. Stay zero. Don't pull it forward. Don't pull it back. Stay zero, straight down. And when I say stay just zero straight down, keep those fingers straight down to where you're going with your guide. You don't angle them back. Don't pull it forward. Just pull that hair straight down and match it to the guide. So I pulled it straight down and it's matching it to the guide. Can you see that? It's matching straight on the guide. And I can let that go and it looks like it's part of the hair. You see what I'm saying? It ain't in its own realm like off. It's gone. So when this get blow dried, this hair will fall in line like it's supposed to. So then I come back to the back. We know this part gonna be easy because this is the back part. This don't have the ear in the way. So then we come in here and we just gonna trim that hair away. Time for me to get these sharpened. I've been cutting weave with them. Let's see, bulldoze. I should be able to got good shears. That's zero. I don't have no overhang. All right. And then we'll come on around here. And then when I come back to this side over here, I'm going to look at her because she got a part in the middle. But what if you wanted a further over part to come this way? You at this is the time to part that out now. Get that parted out. Make sure the customer is satisfied with that hair, how they want it to hang in their face. And if they want a middle part, that's great for you too, because then those are easier to cut in blunt cuts than the side, because the hair coming from so far, sometimes the hair you ended up with like a little bang hair. Sometimes you get blessed with people who have hair that actually reaches all the way. I've had very few people that have that, and they are such blessed heads of hair to work on. I love it. So, but when you get those heads of hair like that, endure them. Make sure you take good care of them because it's hard for people to have the same length hair in the front as they do in the back, especially if you're black. A lot of times, black hair, you'll see that a lot where the front is like in this shorter phase always, and then the rest is long. And very few, I'll see more blacks than not to have that length to come down. So I'm really surprised that I can find that a lot of times in black hair, but most of the time they have that short, 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 and then it's long, long, long because it just don't grow like that. And then here we go. And then this part to me is an easy part because the earpiece. This part is an easy part to me. You want to make sure I cut. I start right at the ear. I do not come in the front and cut and work my way back. I cut right at the ear because I want that earpiece to not have that hole in it. But I forgot what I was saying because I started jumping on that earpiece. But anyway, I cut from front to back. I never go to the front and work my way back. I've seen people do that. I can't because like I said, I don't want that hole in the ear area. So I always start from back here and work my way forward. And then if I want to change something up later, I can, but not while I'm doing the earpiece. And then I know I want this on an angle, so I'm doing this on an angle. I've started at my guide and I'm working my way down my angle. And this, you can make it a long angle, you can make it a short angle. I like to go long, and then I can always go back in and change it to what I want. But if I make it short, there ain't nothing I can do about it once it's short, you stuck in it. You stuck with that look. That if the customer's unsatisfied, guess what? You can't do nothing about that. Once you've cut off too much, you can't go back and put it back. So that's why I always go drastically long, and then I let the customer look at it and go, "Yeah, I want it more like this," because then they see it, they get an idea, and then they can really address it. Because her hair was down her back, you can't really see like where was that. You can have an idea, but then like I said, you cut it and she go too short and you can't put it back. So you want to always go a lot longer than what you're planning to cut because then you can work that out and come back later and cut whatever you want to cut off later. But if you cut it off too soon, you can't put that back. That's gone. It's gone. You got to this your style. That's it. You got it. That's it. And then in the front, that's the easy part. You just keep going with that until it's done in the front. That's why I said I never come and start from the front. I always start from the back and go to the front with this because it's just easier that way. And then let me see that you guys see how this is working. And then you tell me, should I go longer? I mean shorter. So that's where she's at. So let me turn her around. So this is her bob. So see, she's curly. So mind you, remember I told y'all she's curly. So I have to go back through here with some water and bump this hair down. Or we can go with the curly look and I can layer this up and put more curly look in here. And then she can wear it like that, curly like that. And then here's the front. So I got it drastically long in the front. So she can still have some look in the front. Yeah, you can see it. She can still have a look in the front. And then let's say she like, ooh, I'm having a bad day. This hair is long enough for her to pull to the back and it'll fall. See there? And it'll still look pretty. It'll fall and still look pretty. So that's why I like to cut it like that when it's long. I go with that look. And then especially on curly hair, because curly hair, you can never go wrong. You just mess with that hair and you got a beautiful look. You can't never go wrong with that curly hair. So that's her hair on this side. So now we got to go cut the other side and make it match. And that's that. And just mess with that. Make it how we want it. If you want to make it curly, make it curly. If you want to make it straight, pull it straight. If you want to flip it, like I said, you can flip it. You can do whatever you want to do at this point because you got the cut where it needs to be. Yeah. And let's say she goes, oh, it's too long. I still can come back in here. Maybe she come back next week and get another service. I can come in here. I got all this to work with. I can change her look. I can go a little shorter, cut that off, and that's how that'll look. Or I can go all the way shorter to here, and it still look good. Or I can make it all the way even with the back, and that's gonna look good. See what I'm saying? You got options. I say go long because you can always come back later and fix it where you want it. You know what I'm saying? But if you go short first gate and she don't like that, baby, makes hard day. Makes for a hard day. So let's get her cut. I made it too low. Let's get her cut. Get this side cut. And remember, we gotta cut the ears out first. I do this back part and the ear part first. And I separate it right at the ear because I want to be able to see that ear area. So I'll make sure I'm not cutting that hole. I should do that. I should cut a hole on this side so you can see it, but it'll mess this wig up. I won't be able to do nothing else with it once I cut a hole. I have to go shorter. I'll have to go all the way short. 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 Then let's say she wanted an angle cut, like you just pull it out to the side and you cut down like that, the 45 down, and when you let go, you get more of a layered look. It'll lay down, but it'll be more of a layered look through here. So I come up here and I cut this off. See there? See that hair? I come in here and I cut that off. You know, you're never supposed to cut past the knuckle so you don't cut your knuckle. See how that layer, it fell into a layer? It'll layer, give you layers. And I can go back through here and cut layers and it'll be curly all across the bottom. I'm come in here at 0. I gotta turn too far. There we go. Come in here at 0. 0. And we coming toward that ear. And so I like to slant my fingers forward and not back because I don't want to hold above in that ear area. And I keep my guide. You guys see, I keep my guide in there so it's nice and straight. Somebody, Colleen, commented on one of my videos. She said she loves it. Thank you, Colleen. I have to go to that video and say thank you on that video. I appreciate it. Thanks for subscribing if you subscribed. All right, let's say 0 down here. In that ear space, we stand, see that 0 and nice and even. Nice and straight. And when I let go, and see how she still got hair there? It's not a hole. It's not a hole there. So now we're going to come forward. So now, see, that's where the ear would be. This is where the ear is. Where the ear would be. And we got that hair just where we want it. And there's no hole here. And if we come back later and she decides to go shorter, we have room to go shorter. See there? No hole or nothing. And this is where the ear, where your ear is, how you don't have in that space right there. You have to make it like meat because there's no hair there, your ear's there. That's that space right there. Okay, and then you come in here and you comb this hair where you want it. I like to brush the tangles out instead of combing them out because then this wig will pop off this fan with her big head. Okay. So I come in here. And mind you, remember I told you this is that time when you're in this hair that you make those decisions on if you're gonna I'm sorry, I gotta stop and continue. If you're gonna have a part on the side or not. So let's say you cut that one side and you turn her around and let her look and she goes, I think I do want a part. And she want a part on the other side. You've already cut. It's not too late because remember we left all that length over there. So we can pull that hair from there, pull it over here, make it line up with this and blend it into the cut. So that's the good thing about making sure you leave enough hair so that you have something to work with because sometimes people do that. They thought they want a part down the middle and then they see themselves and go, I like myself with a part down the middle, but I've already cut that hair. That's why I leave extra hair because you just don't ever know what the customer is going to surprise you with. So And then and if you have to go back to cut that again, guess what? The rest of the cut's done. Your work is done. All you have to do is just mess around with the front, angle the front. You got this. And then here we go with the front. Now, mind you, I've already cut above ear, the below the ear. So now I can come in here and I can freeform my cut from here on this side. I always freeform from this side. And it's only because my fingers, the way I'm at my angle with the fingers, can y'all see that here? The way I'm at with my hair on my fingers and stuff, I have to be able to get behind my hands. And it's harder for some reason when I come this way to do that. I like for it to be, you know, just right. And it's hard to do that when I'm on the side. I don't know why it's so hard for me to do that on the side, but I can do it from the other side. Really easy. All right, and I get my guide here, and I follow my guide all the way to where I want it to be. Mind you, on the other side, I would never do this on the other side because I like for that. I don't want that hole, that plug, to be over there. So I always cut that side with the guide. And this guide this is the same guide. I just don't keep my fingers there, and it always ends up just a tad bit longer. See there? It's longer. And like I said, I do that on purpose because I can always come back in and do whatever I want to do with this hair once I've done it. So now I got this bob. She's so curly, guys. I have to wet her down to show you, but you can see here she's zero. She's zero bob. And then I got it coming angled to the front with some length, and on the other side coming to the front with some length. But she is a zero in the middle. She's zero. See there? Zero. And then, like I said, with curly hair, it's beautiful because you can come in here and layer this curly hair and then make a whole new look, a whole new style with curly hair. But I'll save that for another video. This video was supposed to be about a bob cut, and that's what we've done. She is curly, and it's hard to tell, but you can see how pretty this can be real easy on a bob, especially when it's cut good. And then I didn't do any layers in the top because this is a 0-degree bob, which means there's no length, no levels. There's just all zero from one side all the way around zero. All the way around zero, and the guide just guides down all around zero, all the way down and around zero. No level, no levels, no nothing. Just all flat, straight down, so she can wear this straight down flat with no nothing. It's just a clean bob. Now, if I want to go back in there and add some layers, I definitely can do that. Go back in there, add some layers, and really change this whole look up and change it to a whole nother, vibe with the with that. So I can do that cut and do a level cut. I guess I could. Let me see what's my time. I'm at 38 minutes already, so I'll do that on another video. I'll make that another video, how to layer a bob cut, how to put layers in a bob cut. I'll do that next so you guys can see how that works. And it's going to be very pretty. You can see this going to be really pretty. All right, guys, I got a mess on the floor. That means I've done a great job. And I'm going to come back to you guys with that cut. I hope you guys learned a lot from this cut, learn the different places and parts of the shear, and that you guys can go out and get you some shears. Make sure you buy yourself a good pair of shears. I hope I covered that. You know this is the proper way to cut. Your thumb moves not like this, cut like this. So anyway, I hope you guys like that. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and leave me a comment down below and tell me if you liked my work or not. I appreciate it. See y'all in the next one. Peace.